people are gullible. You know, our last guest is a no-show, and I'm really almost grateful for that because the film guy, I kind of want to keep him here. And
Can we keep him?
we're keeping him here to hear some more gory stuff for the last few minutes. And Josephine, you did a great job bringing some guests on the show. We're going to drink some more margaritas.
Queen of Soul. Should be here.
Yeah.
We'll get her on here one day.
Oh, yeah, I know. She's great.
She's Joyrider.
So we're going to just finish, bang out the, here you go, Phoenicia, have a little margarita.
Yeah.
It's Cinco de Mayo. We are just having a blast. And again, please tune in for DJ XL tonight on his debut on arismaradio.com. It's going to be cool. All right, now what were you guys just chit-chatting about that I didn't hear?
The film you were just talking about.
Oh, you were telling me about your friend with a documentary. We have a documentary coming out probably right at the end of the year called Unauthorized, the story of rock and roll comics.
Okay.
It's a documentary about rock and roll comics, if anyone remembers those. From the 90s, they got sued by Guns N' Roses.
Yay!
They did the Metallica comics.
Yay!
Kiss comic. Everybody picked those up.
Wait, so they were comic books about rock stars?
Yes.
And they did not get permission.
They
They were not
unauthorized.
public domain.
Right. Every band, Poison, they had every band that was popular.
Kiss had their own comic.
They got sued by New Kids on the Block. They did.
And they got sued by everyone?
No, a couple of people. They got sued by New Kids on the Block.
And now,
wait. The important one.
So wait a minute. So this movie is coming out.
This movie's coming out.
About.
We're releasing it. It's a documentary about Todd Lawrence, who was the guy who started and ran the company.
Now, what happened to him? Did he owe a lot of money?
No, not necessarily, but they... Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not close enough. They survived, but he was killed. He was murdered by...
Oh,
no,
by some rock cartoons?
No one knows.
By the Animaniacs.
Oh, my God.
You'll have to find out in the movie. Maybe Metallica did it.
Oh.
You know... Why does it always go back to Metallica as having like...
To Lars.
It's like
Lars
they just...
is always the bad guy.
Well, he just... What does he eat for lunch? You know, like, he's always complaining about some kind of indigestion, like...
Former rock stars is what he eats for lunch.
Oh. Wow. Wait a minute. This sounds like Courtney Love could be involved here. Like,
possible.
Was she one of them?
Did
they do Nirvana?
I think they did.
Maybe.
Yeah, they did.
And did the Nirvana people come after them?
I don't think they were. I don't think they were sued, and I don't think that's covered in the film if they were. But I'll get to the bottom of that story for you. I'll report back.
Wow.
So maybe Courtney hired someone to.
Well,
kill.
yeah, who's probably dead now.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
right. You haven't traced it back to her yet.
Who was it? El Duce, right, from The Mentors.
It could be, right? Did you see that movie?
Yes.
It didn't make her look too good.
Not really.
But I do love her, and we had footage last week on the show of Courtney Love playing live last week in New York City, and, you know, God bless Courtney. My mother likes Courtney now. I feel Courtney is like she's an amazing actress, and boy, she pulled off last week in this town like she should. She won my mother's heart. My mother fucking loves Courtney Love now. She saw her on The View, and she was just like, she's the best. She's great. You know, we tried getting her on Ruin Who, but she did go on The View that day, and
this is better than The View.
Well, you never know. We got really footage. I got footage of her fans waiting outside, and you know, this, that, whatever. It's all good. It's all great. I love Courtney. I think she's great, and she always seems to stay under that radar.
Absolutely. And it's a redemption story, too, which is very cool. You know,
yeah, she's amazing.
Rise and fall and rise.
She's like Britney Spears, another one who I freaking adore. I love little Britney.
Leave Britney alone.
I love Britney.
When is Britney coming in? That's what I want to know.
I'd like to get her on. She's staying under the radar these days. So, all right, back to you. Back to you.
Enough Britney.
I love Britney. I do. I love her in every hairdo. Except I did once see her walking down the street. She looked beautiful bald. She was the cutest skinhead. Yeah. I mean, I saw her walking down the street one day, though, and I'll tell you, talk about extensions. She had the worst extensions I've ever seen in my life, the worst makeup that I could possibly imagine on a human being, and she still looked freaking gorgeous. She was gorgeous. Like, she radiates beauty with even everything, like, so messed up. She is beautiful.
That's what makes her a
star.
star.
Can't hide it when she's bald or anything.
Well, her hair got long enough to get freaking extensions really fast.
Fast.
I mean,
That's why I'm hoping this will grow fast.
Did she get plugs or something? I mean, what did she do? That's one thing about Hollywood, man. No hair one day and voluptuous, long Lady Godiva hair the next day.
The next day.
I know.
Well, it's only 2 days to us, but actually like 8 months have passed since we've seen them.
Oh, so it's like,
it's
that's probably
it's an
true,
alternate
too.
reality that we live in.
You would know with the animation and all that, you know, and movies.
Well, you see somebody today and they don't. You think you've just seen them, 2 weeks later, but it's actually been 2 years between
like
the time
takes
they film
longer
those
than
things.
you think. Exactly. So what else do you want to tell us about you while you're here?
About
please?
me.
What about Gold?
Gold,
That
that's
was
right.
the one you were telling me about.
Gold is coming out early this July as well, and it's a movie we found from 1968 that was never released.
So it's not public domain.
It's not
just
public domain.
unreleased.
Yeah, the filmmaker's here in New York, and it played here in New York midnights for a couple months.
Like a Rocky Horror type thing?
Yeah, but not this. It's not the same vibe. This is an old rock hippie, anti-establishment movie from '68, right before Woodstock.
Not to. I know I have a big mouth and I segue into everything. But
That's all right. That's your show.
Yesterday was the anniversary. Speaking of this, of 4 dead in Ohio, Kent State. Yesterday was the anniversary, so you just made me.
Quattro de Mayo.
Wow.
It was you just made. I heard that yesterday, and so you just made me think of that.
Yeah.
I just blew all of my Spanish in one sentence,
That's fine.
This film ties into that era, and there is some allusions to the violence of the time back then. It also has some unreleased music from the MC5.
Oh, wow.
He was telling me that.
Yeah.
It's got MC5 on
MC5 and a bunch of other great
what
music.
What does the title Gold have to do with any of that?